this is Only Connect, and a particularly warm welcome to any viewers who are joining us for the first time tonight. I'd also like to reserve an especially savage condemnation for any viewers who are not watching for the first time tonight. I know obviously you won't see this, but perhaps someone could pass it on. Everyone here at the show is disgusted. Yes, that is the word, disgusted by your disloyalty. We'll be fine due to the new viewers I just mentioned. So don't you worry about us. You just enjoy whatever important thing you're doing instead. I'll tell you who is joining me. On my right, Charlie Deeks, an outreach officer who met several of the original gladiators at the Kingston Regatta. Sam Hayfield, a university administrator who recently played Mr. Waldo in an amateur online production of Under Milk Wood. And their captain, Anna Hayfield, a senior research portfolio manager who has performed stand-up comedy in Hawaii. All keen gamers, they are the Dungeon Masters. And in your last game, I remember particularly enjoying the way you politely invited Sam to answer some of the questions. Do the three of you have particularly different areas of responsibility, of quiz-sponsibility?
Absolutely. So Sam's here for, like, high culture. Charlie's here for everything else. And I'm here as just a powerful presence of encouragement.
Magnificent. You will be facing, on my left, Gareth Jones, an avid fan of Jurassic Park who has seen the film so many times he's worn out both of his VHS copies. Kieran Connolly, a physics graduate who missed his first date with his wife because he had given himself food poisoning. And their captain, Jamie Fryer, a sports journalist who lost a part in the film of Les Miserables because he got a haircut. All graduates of the Magna Carta School in Surrey, they are the Barons. Now, this is a rematch, Jamie. What do you remember about your last game against the Dungeon Masters?
Both of us went into the game full of confidence, and then we came out of it utterly bereft of anything.
That's usually what happens when people meet me, I'll be honest with you. Well, this is crunch time, because tonight the losing team is going home. Barons, you won the toss, but you've decided to put your opponents in first. So, Dungeon Masters, please choose a hieroglyph.
Lion, please.
Lion. What is the connection between these lion clues? Here's the first.
We should just go next, I think.
Next, please.
Oh, is this the introductions for something?
Is it going to be EastEnders? Yeah, should we just do it?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. These are changes to the introductions of EastEnders.
Oh, wow. I mean, yes, very well done. Let's have a look at all the clues. Who's the big EastEnders fan?
None of us.
Really? But you know that the music changed around 1993-4?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, the River Thames changed colour. It was very blue to begin with, and it went a bit greener. And then they changed the map. You see a sort of map of London in the credits. They added the Millennium Dome and the Olympic Park. Well done. Barons, what would you like?
Could we have the two reads, please?
Yes, you could. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Oh, that's a familiar London name, but it's not. No.
Next, please.
Sea Hustle. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What?
That's what I can tell you. Don't I?
Not even sure that's true. And next, please. Oh dear. Oh dear. That feels like a... Well, obviously it's Scandinavian name, but...
The one from the Eurovision who didn't win because it didn't enter the Iceland this one.
Oh, that's interesting.
It could be, I'm not sure.
Should we keep going? See how it fits the others. Next, please. Posthumous award, maybe? Oh, that's an interesting one. Let's go for it. Posthumous awards?
Is the right answer. Very well done. What can you tell me about these clues?
So, Heath Ledger won... Was it the Oscar?
Yeah, Heath Ledger won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
Nipsey Hussle is a rapper who died maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I think won maybe a Grammy.
Yes, he won a posthumous Grammy. Dag Hammarskjöld, he was the Secretary General of the UN, won the Nobel Peace Prize, but he actually died in a plane crash on a controversial peacekeeping mission. And J.G. Farrell, do you know that story?
Nope.
In 1970, the Booker Prize was won by what was considered to be the best book published in 1969. That's how it worked. But in 1971, they changed the rules and said, well, we'll make it books from this year, so it's from 1971. So no book published in 1970 was ever eligible for the award. But many years later, J.G. Farrell's novel Troubles was voted the best book of 1970, so it won the Lost Man Booker Prize. Well done, 1 point to you. Dungeon Masters, what would you like?
Horn Viper, please.
The Horned Viper. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
Next, please. This doesn't ring any bells to me.
Nothing yet, no.
Sam?
There might be things that happened on a film set, but
Could be the Horn.
but it also seems like it could be
Next,
some
please.
weird word thing. Oh well, Jim Hawkins was from Treasure Island, right?
I don't know. So what do you think this is? Next, please.
Is it like the opposites of things that are in the titles or something?
We think that these are the opposite. The last word is the opposite of something that happens in a story.
Well, that's a very creative guess, but not the answer, I'm afraid. Barons, do you know?
These are all things that the person did in a barrel.
Barrels is the answer. What can you tell me about the clues?
Diogenes the Cynic lived in a barrel in Athens.
Do you know any of the others?
Was Annie Edson Taylor, did she go over Niagara Falls?
Yeah, the Horseshoe Falls, Canadian Horseshoe
okay.
Falls. She
The
went over
13
the falls.
Dwarfs, is that in the Hobbit films?
Yes, and Jim Hawkins, that is in Treasure Island. I think you knew he hid in a barrel. Well done, you get the bonus point and the chance to choose a question.
Water, please.
Water. These are going to be picture clues. What connects them? Here's the first.
What I'm not sure what that is. Yeah.
Any idea?
No.
Next, please.
That's Tom Selleck, right? Tom Selleck.
As a particular character.
Is that Magnum?
Could be, I'm not sure.
So these will be drink sizes. Next, please. Groot. Sure about
He says his own name a lot. I don't think he's
Yeah.
good at that.
Next, please.
Is that Ariana Grande?
Oh, so Grande. Are these all sizes? Magnum, Grande.
I guess.
That'll do. I don't know.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
It would be large.
Are their names all sizes?
Can you tell me something else?
Big sizes.
They are all sizes, and they are specifically all big sizes. That's right. Who are we looking at?
We think is that Magnum PI? The
Yes,
second
Thomas Magnum, exactly so.
clue? And Ariana Grande.
Number 3 is Groot.
Groot, yes, it's big in Dutch.
All right.
And the first person, that's Christian Gross,
he
the
used to
former
manage
manager of
Tottenham.
Spurs. I know sport isn't really your area, Jamie. I wouldn't have expected you to recognise him. But you do get the point, so well done. Dungeon Masters, what would you like?
Sam?
Twisted Flax, please.
Twisted Flax, OK? It's the music question. Enjoy these clues. Here's the first.
Those were the greatest. Those were the greatest. Those were the greatest.
Next, please. Next, please.
Don't care what the DJ chooses. Get lost in the rhythm of me. Please don't close until we
They are
wanna
people
leave
that are
it.
singing in a foreign language to what they are. This is it.
Next, please.
Things out.
2 seconds.
Sam?
I have no idea, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Barons, do you know?
Spanish cities?
They are Spanish cities. Well done. What did we hear?
Gareth recognised Barbara of Seville.
That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, Barcelona, Ed Sheeran song was at number 3. The second one, a song from 1932, Granada. And the first one, Kurt Weill, Bilbao song. Why do you think we didn't include the Madness song, Return of the Los Palmas 7?
Copyright issues?
No. Las Palmas is a Spanish city. Los Palmas they perhaps invented. But the question editors were very sorry because had we included that, I could have pointed out that Madness were a 7-member band with a 7-letter name formed in the 1970s. And they reached number 7 in the UK charts with Return of the Los Palmas 7, their 7th single, which had a 7-word title, including 7. But it isn't a Spanish city, so I can't tell you any of that. Back to you, Barons, for the last question of the round, the Eye of Horus. What do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
Yes. I mean, that's,
Doncia. Do you know what that is?
that'd be like a C# script or something like that.
Oh, I was thinking like an internet code.
It could be internet code.
Next,
as well,
please.
yeah. It's probably more likely internet code, but I don't know. Like domains, but I don't know.
Zanzibar? Oh, these all defunct?
It could be, because Zaire isn't called Zaire anymore, is it?
No. Shoot.
I wouldn't have had to.
That'd be like
internet
Czechoslovakia
or
or something.
I don't know. Maybe. I'd get another one, though.
Yeah.
Next, please.
Oh, we definitely might not even be right on this.
No,
In
I
fact,
don't.
Next, please.
It could be domains of would. Shall I answer?
Go on then.
Are these would-be internet domain like extensions for countries that no longer exist?
That is not it, I'm afraid. Dungeon Masters, do you know?
We're going to say domain names for territories that are contested.
That's not it either. They are real internet country codes for countries that no longer exist, but they absolutely did use these. So .cs, that was for Czechoslovakia. .zr was the code for Zaire. .dd was East Germany. And .yu, that was the code for Yugoslavia. And Montenegro, interestingly, after the split, went from .u to .me. That means at the end of round one, the Dungeon Masters have 3 points, the Barons have 4. Sequences now, what comes forth in a sequence? And Dungeon Masters will be going first again, so please choose a question.
Sam?
Horned Viper, please.
OK, what would be the fourth in this sequence? Here's the first.
They came second, but that's all. That's all I know.
Next, please. I mean, these are elections that they did not win.
Yeah.
No,
Were
they
they
did in
unelected
2000.
leaders?
Was there even an election in 2000?
Yeah, I think.
Next, please. 2009 wasn't an election year.
No. It might be some-
By-elections or anything?
Yeah, maybe European elections.
But what would it be for the fourth one, Charlie? I'm just going to make you answer.
Yeah, go for it. We'll say UKIP 2019.
Very much not the answer. Barons, do you know?
We'll say Conservative 2016.
That's not it either. It is Speakers. Speakers of the House of Commons. In 1992, Baroness Betty Boothroyd of the Labour Party became the Speaker, then Michael Martin, then John Bercow, the Conservative Speaker, who revealed rather sweetly that he's got a cat called Order. Next would be Labour 2019. That is...
Lindsay Hoyle.
Lindsay Hoyle. They say he should have been a restorer of cricket bats, and he could have provided Lindsay Hoyle's linseed oil. Barons, what would you like?
The Twisted Flax, please.
The Twisted Flax. You're going to see a series of pictures. What would you expect to see in the fourth picture? Here's the first.
Oh, God. OK. So what? Next, please.
Oh gosh.
Oh, right.
Those are white. Who's that? Is that the white stripe?
White stripe.
6 white stripes.
Oh, hang on. 126 is A. So A in the alphabet.
But then what's the
white stripes?
Something 6 white stripes.
Black. Oh, white. Next, please.
Oh, red stripe. OK, this is the flag, isn't it? The US flag. Red stripes and 6 with those 13. So what's the fourth thing going to be?
2 seconds.
I guess.
I'll let Kieran go for this one.
Would it be a picture of 50 stars?
Yes, it would. And why?
It's the flag of the United States. I guess going up in the number of elements.
Yeah,
of
the
each
number of
thing.
constituent parts. So what are we looking at?
I don't actually know what the first one is.
It's a blue canton, which is what you call the square on a flag, but also a province here. 6.
White stripes.
That's the band, the White Stripes, 6
And
times.
seven red stripes.
Red stripes, a picture taken in my dressing room earlier, and next would be 50 stars for the next thing on the American flag. Well done. Dungeon Masters, what would you like?
Lion, please.
Lion, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Do you know what that is? Do you, Tara?
No. No, I don't.
No, should we? Next, please. Are those they face left?
Well, the Proclaimers were also twins, weren't they?
But so what would the sequence be?
I don't know.
Or maybe.
Proclaimers,
Well,
right? 'Cause
the Jacks could be groups of 4, right?
Are they one-eyed jacks? Is it number of eyes?
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
So somebody with one eye.
Yeah, Gordon Brown.
Or
Professor Mad Eye Moody,
And why would that be?
because he only has one eye.
is a very good answer. We went with a slightly more high-minded Cyclops.
Okay.
Tell me about the clues.
So the Proclaimers are twins, and they have between them 4 eyes.
That's right, we're not calling the Proclaimers four-eyed. There are 2 of them. It's a simple factual statement. Do you know about Tuatara?
We don't know on that one.
It's a New Zealand reptile, it has a 3rd eye on its forehead.
Nice.
Jack of clubs and diamonds, they are the 2-eyed jacks,
yeah.
exactly. The major jacks are the 1-eyed jacks, so anything with 1 eye. Well done. Barons, what would you like?
2 reeds, please.
2 reeds. What will come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
So you're taking out an envelope.
Yeah, but what's 3 ends to it?
Next, please.
Found in the Tiber estuary.
What was found in time?
I don't know. That's
Any idea?
in Rome, isn't it?
Yeah, should be.
Wasn't much.
Next, please.
Beginning of millennium.
Millennium Dome. So it's the something in the something in the something. So it's something in the like baby in the lake.
Yeah, okay.
But I've got no idea where we're going with that. in.
Jack in the Box. I'm totally obviously right.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Good luck.
We'll go for Jack in the Box.
Not the answer, I'm afraid. Do you know Dungeon Masters?
At the beginning of Llama?
No, but why would that be?
I just thought it might be the conclusion of Pluto's an O,
yeah,
the
it is,
beginning of
isn't it?
Millennium is an M.
Yes,
Oh.
and you need to do a tiny bit more work than that. At the conclusion of Cluedo is Do. In the Tiber estuary is
do,
Ray.
re.
At the beginning of Millennium is Me. We want far. So it's something to do with FA, for example, Fred Astaire initially. Unlucky. But you may have your own question. What would you like?
Can we have that Eye of Horus, please?
OK. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
I think we'll just go next.
Next, please.
Oh, it'd be something into the Mediterranean, I think. Or it's maybe something into the Caspian. I would just go next.
Next, please.
Gulf of Oman into... Oh, no, where would it go? Indian Ocean?
Is that on the other side of then?
We don't know, Charlie. So you're...
Yeah, where does it go? So Oman is like by Saudi Arabia and stuff. So yeah,
Maybe Indian Ocean.
okay, let's go for that. Yeah.
Gulf of Oman, a little arrow, Indian Ocean.
Not correct, I'm afraid. Barons, do you know?
Gulf of Oman, Little Arrow, Black Sea.
That's not it either. We are talking about the water that goes around the Arabian Peninsula. And we're going anti-clockwise from the African border. So the Red Sea becomes the Gulf of Aden, becomes the Arabian Sea, becomes the Gulf of Oman, and next flows into the Persian Gulf. One question remains for you, Barons. It's the water question. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
What is the liquid part of blood called? Is it plasma?
No, because plasma's not liquid, is it?
It wasn't.
Or is it? Maybe. Next, please.
Gas.
So
Okay, so it is
plasma,
states.
gas,
So
and then
solid.
liquid and solid.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Is that the order, or
Yeah.
is it solid and liquid?
No, yes,
Liquid
solid
and
last.
solid. So
Solid
solid
is
is last.
Yeah.
So what do you want to call it?
A platonic ideal, not platonic, a platonic shape.
Just solid.
If you
I'd
could
like
be solid, it's
a
like
filled cube.
Yes,
A filled cube. Yeah, a block of wood.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A block of wood.
That'll do. I mean, weirdly, almost anything is an acceptable answer here, but I know you know the reason, so please tell me what it is.
So, as Gaz rightly said, a liquid part of blood is plasma. And then we've got petrol in the USA is gas. Describing cash asset is when you're liquid, and so we went for a solid.
That's it. It's simply phases of matter going plasma, gas, liquid, and we want something that's an example of a solid. Very well done. That means at the end of round 2, the Dungeon Masters have 5 points, the Barons have 9. Connecting wall time, and Barons, it'll be you to go first now, so would you like lion or water?
Water, please.
OK, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the water wall, starting now.
Right, so keep mums to
these,
be quiet.
So Chinook and Apache are Native American tribes.
Apache, what was the other one you said?
Chinook.
Chinook.
Oh,
yes.
those are helicopters.
They're helicopters.
Yeah.
Black Hawk. Any idea for another one? Lynx sounds
And cobra
correct.
potentially as well.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Actually, there's a few. To be
Oh, are they? All right, I won't.
Well, a few that could be, because I don't know any of them.
Okay.
There's
Brute is.
Robin
Oh,
Mitchell.
Brute and Lynx are both spray. Dove.
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Deodorant.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear.
There must be another one in there.
Chum. What's Chum? You got Mitchum as well.
Yeah.
Is there a writer called Mitchum? Robin Mitchum?
There's Robin Mitchell, the actor.
VAR. Could that be VAR? Like these look like broken up words that there could be something at the end of.
What?
So I'm gonna start going crazily just so we can see if we can get something somewhere.
Woman.
Woman, varman, brute man, yubi man.
Something could be a tribe. So it could be a helicopter.
Oh, trying to these again. So these ones are probably not them, but Cobra Tribe. Oh, Cobra is an acronym. So if that's all
Got a minute
capped,
left.
that's all capped.
Okay. Yeah, just
you
general
know?
items for anything.
And is that capped?
Oh, this could be anything.
Lynx capped. Brute.
What could Atlantic be?
TV channels.
What about the word?
Sky Atlantic.
There's Black Hawk Down.
What else wordy wise?
Yours,
We've got
Lynx.
3 of these fellas.
Surefire. Nothing else there. Dovetail.
10
really
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not my favorite.
Actually, I just can't see it. I
feel like we've got a-
maybe sockeye, but
Oh, it's an absolute wall mare. But well done for keeping your cool. Let's see how it should have looked. There we go. Ubi, var, and so on.
Can they be capped up to make an acronym?
That's not it. They are words for where in different languages. And the next group, mum, Mitchum, brute, shore.
The deodorant fragrances.
At last, deodorants are being used in this studio. I think for the first time. And the next group, Chinook, chum, Atlantic, sockeye.
I'll just say helicopters.
Oh, no, the last.
They are types of salmon. Sockeye salmon, Atlantic salmon. And the last group, Black Hawk, Cobra, Lynx, Apache.
Are these the helicopters?
Those are the helicopters. So at last, after some brilliant performances, you're having the experience you expected to when you came to the show. But you did find a couple of connections. 2 points on a tough wall. Well done. Let's bring in their opponents now, give them the other wall, see how they get on. You have got 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
okay.
Spin.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yes.
Is there a lot of things?
spinning things like a breaking wheel, whirligig.
Lila.
I think a rack, a pillory, they're both torture devices.
Breaking wheel, I think, as well.
And a cannon?
Maybe try, yeah.
Okay, I'll just try to cycle through these.
Might also
Yeah,
be
okay, a bridle, a saddle, and a bit.
A bit,
are all-
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, horse things.
Yeah,
Yes.
what would the fourth one
Horse
be?
things.
Bridle, saddle, bit. Or brake. Kiss is a band. Then we've got... What do we look at?
Kiss, you can give a kiss, you can steal a kiss, you can French kiss.
Try horse things.
Cannons.
Horse things.
Start-
Okay, so
start doing
saddle,
bridle,
bit,
saddle, and bit
bridle.
with other things.
Okay.
Martingale sounds like a bird, doesn't it? Are there any other bird? I think a cannon might be a bird.
Okay, what else would we have for birds?
Maybe a whirligig, maybe?
Oh, saddle.
What about twisty things?
Yeah, deep screw. Bit.
Whirligig. What else?
Breaking wheel.
And
Medallion, you can
Anything
wear
else you
medallion.
turn? Cannonball.
Oh
clearance.
no, guys, this is awful.
It's
Okay.
all right, we can do
30
it.
seconds.
Deep. Try like whirligig, deep screw, bit, and cannon.
Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna start guessing random ones until you guys tell me.
Love that.
Okay.
No,
I genuinely
yeah, I'm totally lost.
completely lost on the rest of this.
Okay, no, it's fine. I believe in us.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it's absolute Wallmageddon. You can get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find, so let's resolve the wall. That's how it should have looked. What can you tell me about saddle, rack, medallion, cannon?
They're torture devices.
Do you know, in a way, some might say they are. But no, they are ways of serving or preparing meat. Mostly lamb, saddle of lamb, rack of lamb, medallions, cannon, ways of serving meat. And the next group, bridle, bit, martingale, girth.
Are these things that horses would wear if a human was riding them?
I mean, a horse would probably say they're types of torture equipment. But they are indeed items of horse tack. And the next group, whirligig, breaking wheel, pillory, and so on.
I think that's torture.
Torture devices.
They are pieces of torture equipment. And the last group, kiss, deep screw, break, clearance.
They're all snooker terms.
They're terms in snooker. Yes. So a horrible time finding the groups, but you did give me 3 connections. That's a total of 3 points. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Dungeon Masters have 8 points. The Barons have 11. So it's still quite a narrow gap after those nightmare walls. Anyone can win it. Fingers on buzzers, teams. I can tell you that the first group of clues are all at the beginning of something. Dungeon Masters.
New Year's Day.
Correct. Dungeon Masters.
Capital letter.
Correct. Dungeon Masters.
Overture.
Well done. Barons.
Title sequence.
Correct. Next category, British Prime Ministers and American Presidents known by the same first name. Dungeon Masters.
Gladstone and Clinton.
Williams. Dungeon Masters.
Disraeli and Harrison.
2 Benjamins. Dungeon Masters.
Asquith and Hoover.
A pair of Herberts. Dungeon Masters.
Bonar Law and Johnson.
2 Andrews. Well done. Next category, they are not spaniels. Barons.
Jarvis Cocker.
Correct. Dungeon Masters.
Jerry Springer.
Yes, it is. Dungeon Masters.
King Charles.
Correct. Barons.
Frankfield.
Yes, it is. Next category, things at the end of things. Dungeon Masters. No time to say final whistle because the final whistle of this quiz has blown. And I think you know that the winners with 17 points and through to the next round are the Dungeon Masters. Very well played. Barons, 14 points to you. You played so well as well. It could have been anyone's. You've had 2 matches. It's gone back and forth. I'm really sorry to say goodbye to you. You could have won, and you've been a great team. What a dramatic game, wasn't it? Do you know, people often ask me how much power do I wield behind the scenes on this show? Well, let me tell you, Jack Whaley-Cohen does not wear the trousers in the office, which is a problem because we keep asking him to put them back on. I think that shows you how much power I have. Good night.